seeing the threefold world as a fleeting illusion, renouncing the concerns of this life like spitting out saliva, enduring all hardships and following the footsteps of the masters of the past. Peerless Teacher, at your feet I prostrate. The threefold world refers to beings in the three realms of existence, the desire realm, the form realm, and the formless realm. The meditation on the impermanence of life comprises 7 parts. The impermanence of the outer universe in which beings live, the impermanence of the beings living in it, the impermanence of holy beings, the impermanence of those in positions of power, other examples of impermanence, the uncertainty of the circumstances of death, a strong awareness of impermanence, the impermanence of the outer universe in which beings live, our world, formed by the collective merits of sentient beings, includes the 4 continents, Mount Sumeru, heavenly realms, and the solid iron encircling mountains. Although it can exist for a kalpa, it is impermanent. Eventually, it will be destroyed by 7 fires and 1 water. As this great kalpa draws closer to the time of destruction, sentient beings below the first dhyana heaven will progressively disappear, realm by realm, until not a single being is left. Then 7 suns will rise in the sky, one after another. The first sun will burn up all the trees and forests. The second will evaporate all streams, creeks, and ponds. The third will dry up all rivers. The fourth will dry up all great lakes, even Manasarovar. As the 5th sun appears, the great oceans will progressively evaporate from the depth of 100 leagues, then 200, 700, 1,000, 10,000, and finally 80,000 leagues. The remaining seawater will shrink from a league to an earshot until there isn't enough to fill a footprint. When there are 6 suns blazing together, the entire earth and the snow-covered mountains will burst into flames. When the 7th sun appears, Mount Sumeru, the 4 continents, the 8 subcontinents, the 7 golden mountains, and the iron encircling mountains will all be engulfed in flames. As the fire blazes downwards, it will consume all the hells. As the fire blazes upwards, it will burn down all the celestial palaces of Brahma. At this time, the younger gods of the clear light heaven will cry out in fear, "What an immense fire!" The older gods will reassure them, saying, "Don't be afraid. Once it reaches the world of Brahma, it will recede. This has happened before." After 7 such fires, rain clouds will form in the 2nd dhyana heaven. Torrential rains, as heavy as yokes and arrows, will fall. Everything below the clear light heaven will disintegrate like salt dissolving in water. After 7 such devastations by water, the crossed Vajra wind at the base of the universe will rise. Everything below the 3rd dhyana heaven will be destroyed, like dust blown away by the wind. Reflect deeply. If even the billion universes, each with its Mount Meru, 4 continents, and heavens will be destroyed in this way, leaving nothing behind, how could our human bodies, as fragile as autumn flies, have any permanence or stability? Meditating on the impermanence of the outer universe is to contemplate how our Saha world will be destroyed. Here, it describes the catastrophes of fire, water, and wind, ultimately resulting in emptiness. When the calamity of wind arrives, everything below the 3rd dhyana heaven will turn into nothingness. However, when the universe is destroyed, the beings in the formless realm will not be affected because they abide in meditative absorption. Once they enter concentration, they will remain there for tens of thousands of kalpas. The beings in the 4th dhyana heaven will not suffer from these calamities. They have already attained the equanimity and purity of the mind with deep concentration. Where there is happiness, there is the end of happiness. The beings in the 3rd dhyana heaven enjoy happiness, so they will not escape the fate of being destroyed. Finally comes the kalpa of emptiness. The good kalpa consists of 4 intermediate kalpas: formation, existence, destruction, and emptiness. Each intermediate kalpa consists of 20 small kalpas. So, our current great kalpa has 80 small kalpas. Among them, the Dharma is available in only 3 or 4 small kalpas, and the duration of the presence of the Dharma is very short. Now, we are in the decreasing lifespan period of the 9th small kalpa. Shakyamuni Buddha has come, which is very rare. If you observe impermanence in terms of time and space, you will realize that our lives are as fleeting as the author described, like autumn flies or dust. In the eyes of heavenly beings, the lifespan of humans is very short, like a fast-forwarded scene. At the beginning of the kalpa, the human lifespan was 60,000 or 80,000 years. Now it has decreased to only a few decades. How short! Many people feel happy on their birthdays, and everyone sings happy birthday to them. In reality, this is very ignorant, just like an ox to be slaughtered. As the butcher gets closer and closer, someone says to it, "May you be happy." Whether it will feel happy is evident. This metaphor illustrates that life is like going downhill, sliding rapidly towards the end, a cliff. However, while falling, others wish you a happy birthday and a happy journey in the cycle of reincarnation. Question: why does the material world eventually cease? The material world refers to our Earth, the solar system, the Milky Way galaxy, etc. Answer: on the one hand, everything is impermanent. When the causes and conditions cease, they will come to an end. On the other hand, sentient beings create immense negative karma. When the calamity of fire breaks out, people are engaging in unwholesome activities, holding wrong views, committing the 10 evil deeds, etc. Eventually, the external universe will come to an end. Compared to the vast universe, each of us is tiny. However, we are all citizens of Earth. In fact, the citizens of Earth include not only humans, but also other living beings, such as animals. We are all neighbours on this planet. However, it is a pity that many people don't understand this principle. They recklessly kill animals, disrupt the ecological balance, cause severe industrial pollution, and more. Consequently, their living space becomes increasingly narrow. Before the calamities of the 7 fires and 1 water arrive, humanity's negative karma may have already led to its destruction. Nowadays, destructive consumption and pollution are leading to calamities. The pollution and damage to the ecological environment caused in the past 30 years exceed that of the past 1,000 years. This is because, in the past, there was no destruction caused by chemical and physical means. In the old days, roads were built manually, and stones were shaped by hand. Without petroleum, people relied on digging coal and burning firewood. This has been the situation for thousands of years. In the recent 3 to 4 decades, however, the destruction in China far exceeds that of the past 1,000 or even several thousand years. Do you think humanity will not face disasters? Question: why are the first dhyana, second dhyana, and third dhyana destroyed by fire, water, and wind, respectively? Answer: according to texts such as the Treasury of Abhidharma, the first dhyana, second dhyana, and third dhyana have corresponding flaws. For example, in the first dhyana, there are attention and examination like fire. Hence, it is destroyed by fire. In the second dhyana, there is joy like water. Hence, it is destroyed by water. In the third dhyana, there is breathing like wind. Hence, it is destroyed by wind. In the fourth dhyana, there is no breathing or joy. Beings in this realm have attained the equanimity and purity of the mind. Reflection: since the entire universe will eventually become empty, how could our human bodies, as fragile as autumn flies, have any permanence or stability? Mountains, oceans, and even the entire world will come to an end. So there is no need to cling to anything. If we take illusory things as real, we will never succeed in spiritual practice. Eventually, the entire world will become empty without any beings. Beings below the third dhyana will either ascend to the fourth dhyana or fall into the hells of other worlds. Have you watched a video where the hell beings are immediately transferred to the hells of other worlds, like flattened pancakes? That's how it will be. The realms of animals and hungry ghosts will disappear, and hell beings will be transferred to other worlds. Don't assume that when the world becomes empty, beings in hell will be liberated. That won't happen. Don't think they can leave hell. They cannot. They will continue to experience their remaining karmic retributions in other worlds. At that time, this world will become empty. There will be no beings below the third dhyana. The 3 lower realms will disappear. That's why it is called the kalpa of emptiness. The 4 intermediate kalpas are formation, existence, destruction, and emptiness. Where do beings exist? Are there any beings? No, there are not. Beings are nothing but thoughts and delusions. A deluded thought is a sentient being. Solid delusions give rise to solid sentient beings. That's why I tell you, don't let your mind run wild. If your mind doesn't wander, you are a Buddha in the here and now. The sixth patriarch said, if you remain awakened in a thought, you are a Buddha during that thought. If you are awakened in the present moment, you are a Buddha in this moment. You don't even need to wait till the future. Don't let your mind run away. Once you generate a deluded thought, you are an ordinary being. We should earnestly meditate on this teaching. In Chinese Buddhism, there is a verse that goes, "Be diligent in your practice, like extinguishing the fire on your head. Be mindful of impermanence, and do not slack off." We should practice diligently, like putting out a fire on our heads or a fish deprived of water. By meditating in this way, our diligence will naturally arise.